What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Thursday night with the garage. We're talking about tuning and other cool car stuff. Yeah. Should have been in a band. I missed my calling. That's it. I'm giving up on tuning. I'm becoming the world's worst 80s rock singer. What up, Daily Soul? What up, Schmidt? What up, XO? Welcome to Thursday night, Tim. This is what's going on here, where we talk about tuning. If you guys haven't checked out XO Truck, go follow him on Instagram. See what he's doing. Dude lives right around the corner from me. Cool guy. What up, Bruce? What's new? I took a sweet nap today. It was epic. It's been one of those weeks where I've just been burning the candle at both ends and the exhaustion caught up to me. But not so much that I'd miss out on a Thursday night live show. So, hey Mike, good to see you, man. Long time. So, what's everybody up to? I know what XO's up to. He's working on his LS truck. But what's everybody else up to? Day of the Soul, this weekend is the weekend. We're doing first start. Of the LS3 with the core. We'll see how well that goes. See how well it goes. I got a mosquito bite on my elbow. That's just part of it. Man, the week's it's been rough. Deciding what trunnion kit to buy. CHA. Well, what are you doing, Bruce? That's the good question. Secondary fuel pump in the caddy is dying. Is it just starting to lean out? Are you losing pressure? What's going on, Schmidt? Coming down to Maryland for the Cup Finals this year. Man, I'm not. The only event that I'm traveling to this year is PRI. Oh, got the 231. Yep. That's no fun. Mohammed, thank you for staying up till 3 a.m., man. I appreciate that. I know you guys are in a weird time zone over there. So I appreciate all of the people in the Middle East that tune in and check us out. We have a surprisingly large audience over there, and I appreciate them, love them. You guys are the best. They even get you fixed up. You think it's just the pump that's going out? Hey, Kamar. Yeah, I was just telling Daily Soul this weekend we're starting the Camaro up, man. We're doing her. Well, we're attempting. You know how that goes. Should work. I think everything's lined out in a way that it's going to. Fingers crossed. Okay, LS3, a Trailblazer SS 621 lift. That's a lot of lift on LS cam, Bruce. I'd probably go with CHE bronze bushing trunnion upgrade on that. In fact, that's what I've got in the LS3 right now. What bug was that? I don't even remember, Dev Soul. Everything's working. So I don't. It's the BTR shaft kit. I think they had some issues. But I think they may have engineered out or re-engineered it and got it sorted out. I would say if you want to spend the money and have a shaft kit, you could go that route, but you'd be fine with the CHE kit. What about you, Schmidt? Oh, yeah, I was asking what exactly it was doing besides giving you the 231 DTC. Hey, Wendell. Oh, yeah. Well, they've got, it's working right. As I said, typical go rope fashion, we created a problem that's never been seen before. It'll be in the next update that rolls out will be in there to prevent anybody else from stumbling into that issue. But the good news is, if somebody does see that, they reach out to support, they'll get them sorted out right away right now. So now that they've identified it and it's on the hit list for bugs, it won't be the last, I assure you. Had my cartoon, and now I have a rich code that comes on and off at idle. Do you have any idea what I need to do? Oh, Chris. What are your mods? Oh, okay, good, Schmidt. Dirty Math was causing the false lean. So, got that swapped out. Now you're getting good airflow. Hey, Andrew. How's everything down under, mate? Would a bigger throttle body cause lean codes? It shouldn't, technically. So, just let me think about the best way to put this, Bruce. So, you've got so many things on the intake side. So, think of everything before the cylinder. So, heads, intake, throttle body, intake manifold, all that stuff. It's cold, really. So, what am I trying to say? It shouldn't. The throttle bodies are such a small portion of that you really shouldn't, by going to a throttle body, be getting lean codes. So, and it kind of wraps around to what Chris is seeing, where he's getting rich codes. And a lot of times what happens is the tune can be spot on, and whenever it's put back in closed loop, oh God, you're on a turbo setup. Okay, so that totally changed it, Chris. But whenever you put it in closed loop and stuff like that, the closed loop may need tuned, and the closed loop can skew it rich or lean and cause those kind of codes. Any information or requests for Gen 3 Hemi tuning? Yes, Kyle Foster. It is coming very, very, very soon. Once the Camaro's up and running, the Hellcat's going in. We're doing the Dodge series. That is, honestly, to me, is more important than getting the Camaro done right now. I just need the garage space to work on it. High proof. Gen 4 L swap harness wire different from Gen 3. Yes, 100%, because you're talking about Gen 3s were 24X versus 58X crank. And the cam sensors are different. Everything. There's a lot of different stuff between Gen 2 and Gen 3. I haven't seen that yet, XO. I'll check it out, though. XO did a 4-bolt throttle body on a 3-bolt, like LS1 style, and picked up a Chinese X-Link and hacked it up. The X-Link's not in there, but just basically the path is there. Kamar, what did you do with all your messages? Would you get a rich code? Yes, you totally can. Yeah, Schmidt says if you haven't adjusted the area on the throttle body and you have an area to adjust the throttle size, you'll need to update that because it's part of the air model. So just do a quick and dirty calculation. If you went from a 90 to, like, say, a 98 millimeter or whatever, figure out what the percentage difference is and apply that to the throttle body setting under airflow. LSA map sensor Turbo 408 won't start with preset values in the Haltech. So, yeah, I was about to say, what are you reading on key on, engine off, Kamar? Well, Mongoose, TBSSs tend to gravitate towards the garage. What can I say? Negative 89. That should be close enough. Wait a second. Negative 89, not 89. Negative 89, you're in an area of the map that the thing shouldn't even exist. It starts at -2. Yeah, and so the thing about it is, well, it depends on. I'd have to look at how Haltech has it set up. Double check your scaling, because if that scaling is off, man, and I've ran into that problem with Holly stuff also, where I've had the scaling wrong on there, and it just does not. It puts you in an area where it just won't run. Let's say I pull a Gen 4 LS with harness and ECU from the junkyard. Would you be able to just tie up all the pink wires together and run it on a run stand like a Gen 3 and the brake pedal for the Gen 4? In theory, there should be enough information out there on what you need, but for the most part, you should be able to hook up the powers and grounds, and as long as the rest of the stuff is there, should run. Hey, TJ. The reason I asked is because I had to disable the NN in my mom's Ram after we put the camshaft in. Sounds great. Okay, listen, Kyle, the question is, whenever you did the camshaft on your mom's Ram, did you guys lock it completely out? Or does it have like a 4 degrees? EXO, no. Stock are narrowband, and they only read at 4.5. Locked out, yeah. If you're locked out, you're perfectly fine disabling the NN and using the VE tables or the SD tables. Yeah, good luck, High Proof. Report back and let me know, so I'll know in the future. But yeah, there shouldn't be anything. You'll have to do the standard stuff to disable VATs and all that jazz like you would doing a swap, because it's not going to see things like a BCM that it's normally used to. And so VATs will keep it from cranking. But once you do that, there shouldn't be anything to keep you up. Yeah, like Andrew said, it's binary. It's more like a light switch to hit stoic, and it flips it really fast, and to the point where the lights, are flickering at a certain pace, and that's how it determines if it's rich or lean. What, man, so much stuff going on. What did I miss? Where am I at? HP turns, do they have a spot for air model? In which way are you talking, Bruce? Man, it's so, well, you're also talking about at the throttle body. If you still have the mass airflow, that is post-air calculation. So air getting in after the mass airflow will skew off the air models. So it's bad to have air enter the system after the MAF. Now, if you have the MAF turned off, it shouldn't be an issue. And you can always test that, Go in and just unplug the MAF and fire it up and see if it still gives you the codes. Thanks, Mongoose. We're up to 7. That's a percentage of concurrent users. ICT, how do I tune my downpipe BMW? Do you still have cats in it? Because I want to make sure that we have something to blow out the exhaust pipe whenever we put the burble tune in. Troll. ICT car guy. He wants to be known as the one guy that gets the troll ban every week. I'm just kidding. I'd never ban you, ICT. Are you the one that I did ban the one time on accident and got you banned for like 24 hours from the channel? Yeah, I know, man. I love it. I'm glad you're here, brother. Cat is an animal that you invite to live in your house. It pisses and poops in a box and ignores you. You pay money to feed it and take it to the vet, and that's basically it. Block Garage, you have any experience with the ECU Master and 2JCs? Man, coming way out of left field there. No, I do not. But awesome to hear that you use the to tune on your C6. So here's the thing, standalones. And I'll give you a quick rundown. Hey, TJ with the 10 gifted memberships. Thank you, brother. And if you're in here and you got a free membership, tell TJ thanks in the chat. Block. So the cool thing about standalones is all straightforward. You know, they really strip out all the BS in the ECU style of tuning, and you're just dealing strictly with air, fuel, spark, stuff like that. And they also, you know, all the modern ones have a closed loop operations. So you're essentially turning the thing on, putting it in advanced mode of closed loop. It does the correction. You can see how much it is correcting, then go back to your VE table, which most of them are going to use, our speed density table. We won't get into the differences, and just essentially transfer over those learns into the adjustments. I'm not sure how ECU Master does it. It's been probably 5 years since I've even opened up an ECU Master tune. But I would say just get in there and dig around and look at it. Most of it, since you've tuned an LS, will start to make sense on how it works. So it's like taking something like the E38 that you tuned on and stripping out all the BS and just leaving like 10 tables. And it's just figuring out what those 10 tables are. And most of them will make sense to you after a while. There's going to be things like modifiers, temperature modifiers for fueling. So whenever the car's cold, it's adding a little extra fuel. There might be intake modifiers. So temperature modifiers are the biggest modifiers that you're going to see throughout there. Hey, Kamar with the 5 memberships, man. And I love this system. The cool stuff about it is people being able to give out free memberships. That's the best way to support the channel and get other people, you know, some of the perks. So there's always a good chance on the weekends that either on Patreon or on here, I will fire up and just start live streaming while I'm working in the garage for, you know, an hour or so like that. So I think I did Patreon last time, so I'll do a YouTube membership live stream next time. So, there you go. Congratulations, Dak OG, for getting a free membership. So, Andrew, can you grab the link to the video that Schmidt's talking about and throw it up for him, please? My man, if you're still here. Andrew is one of our long-term moderators from Australia, our only Australian moderator. Oh yeah, if you got a base map, the big things to check whenever you're doing a base map is like the injector sizing. Make sure that the injectors in the base map are changed over to the ones that you're using, or that you're using the ones that are in the base map. That's basically it. And then you know, sensors, stuff like that. Well, what are you doing, brother? Yeah, we normally have, you know, 6-7 people jump on, just kind of shoot the breeze in the garage while I'm working on stuff and cussing. Oh no, what was... Did my print freeze up? We better figure that out. There it goes. Let me get out of the way. I'll figure out how this works. If you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen my Moroso bracket. This is just a new one being printed out in nylon. I have not had a successful carbon fiber infused nylon print yet so far, and it's because the filament is so brittle that the extruder head moves so fast it just snaps it off. And so I've got this so slowed down. Okay. Z400. Have you ever used any of the open source stuff? Yeah, I've used Mega Squirt. I like them. So for somebody like me, they're really technical whenever you're talking about the open source stuff. But I like digging into that stuff and trying to figure it out. It requires a lot more work than a packaged standalone. And I'm even talking about not the ones that you buy and have to solder together yourself. You know, I'll buy the pre-built ones like from Amp, and they work great. I've ran the micro squirts on multiple things as transmission controllers, auxiliary fuel controllers, all kinds of stuff like that. Schmidt, did you think that everybody was just talking in chat tonight? Thoughts on Gen 3 knock sensor relocation to heads? Totally down with that. The Valley is a terrible place to have the knock sensors for multiple reasons. A, the design is terrible. Water gets in there and just pulls up and ends up destroying stuff. And B, if you look at the way the resonance from knock works, doing it to the side, I'd actually do it to the side of the block if possible. Doing it to the side is a better area to capture that resonance that travels through the block during a ping environment. Taylor Soul says, "Nah, Philly, you ain't got nobody out there." A mechanic in Philly is good and honest, no way. Well, I mean, there ain't any in South Jersey either. Where you at in South Jersey, Taylor Soul? You know I lived. Have we talked about this? I can't remember. Just put long tubes on my 5th Gen SS. About to try to tune the MAF because I got a rough idle and you seem so happy at low RPMs. Okay, just a heads up. I don't. How do you pronounce your name? Duh, KOG Jet. Duh, is it like the duh? Okay, listen, KOG. The big thing about it is where you're talking about is going to be more VE control than MAF. You might be able to mask some of it with the MAF, but that is where the MAF sucks at calculating airflow, and so you're going to have to dive into the VE. Just a heads up on that. Yeah, why? Since I don't drink anymore. I'm printing a new Moroso bracket out of nylon, carbon fiber infused nylon. I'm already looking at this thinking it's probably going to fail, and I'm about to give up on carbon fiber infused nylon. But where it's going to be mounted is going to be pretty close to the header, so I don't know if carbon fiber infused PET will stand up to the temperatures. Yeah, sounds good, Exo. I gotta get this weekend out of the way. You don't want me working on your car. Only tuning. Okay, perfect, Jet. I got you. Gloucester County. Gloucester. Yeah, it's in an enclosure. Yeah, I would start with the VE. As I said, that's going to be the primary controller on for idle and stuff like that. Okay. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Andrew, for sharing that link for Bruce. What have I missed? Hey, Mark Wolf. Ask Tavarish about heating carbon fiber. I don't know that I'd ask Tavarish about anything car related, to be honest with you. Well, so yeah, I agree, but I messed up and bought a 2 kilogram spool, and none of my hot boxes will hold 2 kilogram spools. Yeah. Well, and this is a new spool of carbon fiber straight out of the package, so I'm hoping, but I don't like, yeah, I've got my hot box full of PET carbon fiber right now, and it prints so beautifully. It is my favorite filament so far. Yeah. Well, and the thing about it is he bought that burnt Porsche, and he, like, why don't you finish the P1 first, bro? You haven't even proven that you can get through that project yet. Why are you going out and buying another $3 million car that's totaled and an absolute claptrap? You're just doing it for views now. You're not doing it to actually accomplish anything. Well, and the thing about it is the carbon fiber infused stuff, it has so much less warping. Like doing ABS or ASA, which has a pretty high glass temperature before it starts to deform. Even in enclosure, can be hard to keep it from warping. And so it's listen, it's not there yet. 3D printing has gotten better and better. I've been doing it for over 10 years now. I bought my first one over 10 years ago, and it has gotten significantly better over the years, but I don't know. I mean, Matt Armstrong. Yeah, I don't follow a bunch of that stuff. I used to watch Tavares. Used to be a lot more fun whenever he was buying like traditional ship boxes and fixing them up. But then whenever he started getting into this stupid stuff, I'm just like, I'm out. Like, even whenever he had, what was the previous car that he had all the carbon fiber work that he had to do before he got the P1? Hoovy is unwatchable. Hoovy is unwatchable. He's not even a car guy. Like, he likes cars, but he doesn't know crap about cars. That's a great question, Block. And I don't know that I'm the best to answer that. I run a Creality K1 Max, and I really like it. It's easy to work on. It's easy to work with. Does a good job. I've got it rooted, which there's plenty of documentation out there for doing root and running fluid, which is what this is on, and main cell, which I didn't know anything about, but makes again. De La Soul, great question. When you do the wiring of the Camaro, would you do it with the same again or without all the bulkhead connections? Ask me after the car starts. See how much I have to troubleshoot connections. Everything looks good. That's the nice thing. The core has a very nice layout for seeing, like, oh, here's everything. You could, and I was able to spot all the issues and get the issues figured out. But, and honestly, once it's up and running, what's the chances of me ever unhooking those bulkhead connectors? Probably about 0%, but they look cool. And we do stuff because it looks cool every once in a while. but probably not. Probably not. I like to build mountains that I then have to climb. Should have been just a little molehill that you walked right over. No. Let's build Everest up here. Now that we've built Everest, let's start climbing Everest. Smoke Monster is the Smoke Monster is about to get sold. We're about to get rid of the Smoke Monster, I think. I know. There's going to be some tears. Randy K. It depends on everything. So my approach has changed a little bit over the years. Sure, Andrew. I will ship it to Australia as long as you pay all the import fees and stuff like that, which I don't know. Over the years, my process has changed. Nowadays, whenever I start a tune, I start with VE generally. Just because having a base VE table that is good makes everything else go well. And a lot of that is from doing remote tunes and having to do a lot of retunes for people. And almost every time I do a retune, it's because it's a MAF only tune. And it just goes to show how important that VE table is. So now I start VE, MAF. And the nice thing about it is if you do VE first, then you do MAF, you don't necessarily ever have to go back to VE once it's dialed in. Whereas if you do MAF first, then VE, you have to go back and touch MAF up again. And then timing last. So I would say VE first. Listen, I love the car. And so I'll let you guys in. Since you guys are all my buddies, there's only 39 of you, and you're not going to let all my secrets out. The Camaro is probably, and you've heard me say this before, the last project I'm going to do in the garage. I'm done with projects. I'm done with the time and effort and money because, God, they're just money sinks. Money sinks, money sinks, money sinks. And they will absolutely just bankrupt you. No. Well, the Nova, I could probably almost do a giveaway. I'd have to charge for tickets, though. If there was enough interest, I would be tempted to sell tickets. Of course, being in Australia, you wouldn't be able to work. But the goal is just to get back to straight tuning. And we've got a Hellcat. We've got a Dodge that we need to do tuning on. I know, yeah. Let me just do a live giveaway right now. No. I need the money from it. But I don't have any room in the garage. Storage fees where I live have gotten absolutely through the roof. So whenever I started, the channel 5-6 years ago, I could rent a storage unit for a 10x20 for $200 a month. 10x20s are over $400 a month in my area now. I can't afford that. At one point in time, I had 3 10x20s and a 10x10. And now, one 10x20 is as much as all of those were. It's like crazy. Oh, God. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Like Exo Truck says. And honestly, so, oh, dude. Down on the other side of Pittsburgh, you can get 10x30s for like $100 a month. I don't live anywhere near there. If I was willing to drive an hour, I can find storage that's cheap. The problem is you have to drive an hour, you don't utilize the storage. I have to have storage within 10-15 minutes of here to even want to go to storage. So, and I'm to the point where if I'm going to go racing, I don't necessarily want to go racing in a 1,000 horsepower Nova. I want to go racing in a 600 horsepower car with AC and a radio that I know will get from point A to B with absolutely no issues. And that's the thing, Exo. It wasn't even that it started out at $200 a month. It was that every 6 months they raised price. Just, you could set your watch by it. Hey, it's going up another $40. And I'm just like, and listen, whenever I finally checked out and closed down my last unit, I wrote in the comments section, I was like, you guys have just priced me out of stores. Listen, dude, that's the truth, ICT. Those guys got to be making money. Their expenses have not changed whatsoever. And yet their price is more than doubled. Like, woo! But, yeah. Well, and that's it, Andrew. Like, you have to have the time. Oh, nice. Blackwing. That'd be a cool car. Yes, I did. I talked about it, Schmidt. I must have been frozen or something. Then tells me it's too slow. Well, of course. My definition of slow has completely changed over the last few years. So what used to be slow is starting to get fast. Doesn't take as much. My Colorado with the Turbo Max motor in it is plenty fast enough. If I need to go any faster than that, as I said, I got a Hellcat. I can kill myself in that thing. I don't need over 1,000 horsepower to kill myself. It's just more likely to happen. As that number gets bigger, 700 horsepower out of a Subaru motor. Is that a 2 liter, 2.2, 2.5 liter? What EJ are you running 700 all-wheel horsepower out of? And that's got to be wound so tight. 700 out of a TBSS is crazy. Sheps, you're right. How much power is usable on the street? Because, like, you get the smoke monster out and you drive that thing. If you give it more than 20% throttle, it's like driving on ice. It doesn't matter if you're doing 70 miles an hour. If you barely goose it at 70 miles an hour, that thing lets go, and that's what drag radial's on. So that's what happened to the Super Auto. The Super Auto just was absolutely scary on the street. I was literally talking about that yesterday or the day before, and I was like, I don't really have 600s about plenty on the street. I mean, anybody that thinks that they need more than 600 on the street has way too much confidence in their driving ability. Yeah. EJ20, man, that's a lot of horsepower out of a 2-liter. Oh, yeah, I turned off all the torque nannies once to scare the crap out of me. It's surprising what those things do. Oh, yeah, Kyle. Superbikes are crazy. I mean, you're already in the most dangerous position that you can be in on the street. Then to have something that makes that much horsepower on a contact patch that is no bigger than that. Need to spin all 4 at 6 miles. You just need to adjust your boost curve so it slams it with all the boost at 60 then. Well, in that same way, I had a Triumph speed triple. And that thing was, I mean, it tried to kill me a couple times. You know, if you weren't paying attention, the front tire would just hover off the ground. Like if you started giving it too much throttle. It wasn't ever uncontrollable, but oh, there's Mr. Souza. Where you been, Shane? Welcome to the party. Late as usual. 8:26, we're about done for the night. Thanks for showing up. He's probably over there with Richard Holdner. Man, Grand Nash, stop talking about cars that I want. It's, well, you know, tire size is only part of the equation. It's also going to be compound stuff like that. Hey, man. That's a great project, Bruce. Yeah. You got the funky ECUs. Yeah, so that's exactly right. I won't tell him you said that. Here, just let me text him real quick. You won't believe what Shane Souza said about you on my live chat. Shut up, P. Milton. I see you. It's a gladiator. Rubicon Gladiator. Get right. It's got a Darth Vader grill. Okay. Yeah, get it right, Pat. If you run 305s on the coupe, listen. You got called out. So yeah, I'm a firm believer. Run the widest tire that you can fit in the fender well, and then you gotta pick your poison. Is it gonna be tire life or tire grip? How often do you drive it? Run the softest compound you can. Yeah, yeah. There's a big difference going. I'm a big fan of the NTO5s, the Nido NTO5s. If you do street a lot, there's something about those. I generally run the Mickey Thompson drag radials, but there's something about the NTO5s that I really like as a drag radial street tire. They actually have some tread pattern on it, so if you get caught out in the rain, you're not going to instantly die. Clutch recommendation. Everybody, shout out your favorite clutch to Exo truck. I don't drive manual cars anymore. I drive fast cars that require automatics. Exactly, torque converters. I can recommend you torque converters, but but not clutches. Well, side profile, you're talking about ride quality and ability to have some wrinkle whenever you're launching. You're full of it, ICT car guy. I will believe it when I see it. The most manual that I want is a manual valve body and a turbo 400. That's about the only interaction I want. Bah, bah. That being said, I've owned more manuals in the last couple years than I probably have since the late 90s, early 2000s, where I used to have the mentality that everything has to be manual. And who wants to go 15 soon? Oh, you're talking about 15-inch rim. Get the real sidewall. Yeah. Okay. Listen, everybody. It's been fun. It's actually been fun. A very fun night. But I'm going to wrap. I want to thank everybody, as always, for stopping in. It's a great crowd tonight. A lot of you guys crack me up. So send all the love out to everybody. Listen, the weather, if it's great in your area this weekend, get out. Get some tuning done. You're not going to get better weather than you're getting right now unless you're Andrew down in Australia where it's cold. Or if you're TJ down in Houston where it's too hot to do anything and the humidity's 1,000%. But get your ass out. Yeah, exactly. Shay says, get your ass out and go tune your Fiero. And if you find yourself with a couple free hours this weekend, do the world a favor and watch Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. You know you love it. Don't lie to yourself. It's been a while since you've seen it. And just remember, she was admiring my ride. Oh yeah, Happy Gilmore 2 Friday. Thank you, Schmidhead. We're not being paid by Netflix by any means, but go watch Happy Gilmore 2. I'll see you guys later. ABT, always be tuning.